I'm going to be showing you how to catch a 1 to 8 risk to reward trade just by using the 1 minute time frame. So over here what we have is German 40. Now that is DAX, Germany 40, German 40, German 30, DE 30, DE 40. It's all the same thing. So this is the 1 minute time frame, okay? And I'm just going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to show you exactly how you would have went about this trade. So this is a very, very, very simple textbook trade. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's zoom in fully. What do we first look at? Now, one key thing you need to know is the Asian range. I know a lot of people talk about this, but let me explain it to you. They mark it out weird, it's stupid. Look, let me show you the right way to do it. Marking out your Asian range. Now, I use this indicator called Asian range by Nico948, and the timing that I use is 20 and 02. So 20 o'clock and 2 a.m. Now this is based off the London time zone. So I'm using, if I was to show you over here, the time zone over here, you can see it says London UTC. So based off that London time zone, I have set my indicator to 20 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Now what that does, it marks out the Asian range from 1 a.m. London time to 7 a.m. London time. That's your Asian range. Now, right now, currently at this time, there is the United States daylight saving thing, so time has been shifted back in the US. So therefore, right now, it's marking out the Asian range, you can see over there, at 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Now, again, this isn't great. I don't really like when it does this, but you know, London's going to catch up literally like next week or something. But point is, it pretty much marks out from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. London time, and this basically is the correct setting to use when marking out your Asian range. A lot of people, what they do is they mark out the Asian range from market open. That's very stupid. You don't really see the correct like sweeps of the highs and the lows. They're incorrect. Trust me, this is something I've tested for years and years. This is what works. So that's one thing you need, marking out your Asian range correctly. Hopefully I've explained the indicator that I use, the setting that I use on my current time zone, which is London UTC. Now, that's one thing. This is just based off the 1 minute time frame. There is a plethora of things you could use to get more confidence on this trade, but I'm only going to be focusing on the 1 minute time frame. And the reason for that is because a lot of people think the 1 minute time frame is all noise, is nonsense. No, the 1 minute time frame is so flipping crucial. I use it all the time, and I've got over $1.4 million in Propfirm payouts by using the 1 minute flipping time frame. So we got the Asian range done. That's your one. That's number one. You need to have an Asian range. The reason for that is in this scenario, crucial is when Asian range is consolidating, then a lot of the times if we sweep the Asian lows, we'll probably sweep the Asian highs. But if Asian range was constantly bullish, 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 then probably I'm not going to be looking at the Asian sweep of the high to then the sweep the low. That's very unlikely. I'm looking at the most likely scenarios. You can see, yeah, sure, we pushed up in Asian range, but what did we do for most of it? We just consolidated. We were just moving sideways. There was no sweep of highs. There was, like, if let's say, for example, this high got swept and then we started pushing down in Asian range, then maybe it's a different story that maybe we don't want to look for the sweep of the low to then take the buys or anything like that. But considering we pushed up, then we pushed up again, and then we just consolidated and slowly moved down, and then we consolidated. We did not sweep any highs before moving down, so that to me screams liquidity above. And once we see Asian lows being swept, that's your number two confluence, or number three. So you have your Asian range, then you have Asian range consolidation, and like no highs being swept. And then once we sweep the Asian lows, now my eyes are fixated on buys. Anything that will tell me it's a good reversal for buys, I'm going to be taking that. So in this scenario over here, there's the Asian lows that was swept first. That's key. Asian range consolidated, we sweep the lows first. Now, once we swept the lows, now all we're looking for is a market structure shift to the upside. Now over here, technically, we did have a market structure shift to the upside, okay? We technically did. But then look at what it's coming up into this inefficiency right here. You have this inefficiency right there. you have all these inefficiencies that we are tapping, and we're continuing further down. Now this is where it's going to get a bit confusing, but now we need to start looking at premium and discount pricing and inefficiencies. So if we were to look at this high and this low as we're pushing down, we can mark that out, and you can see that price was moving down, but we never retrace into a premium. So sure, we are breaking internal highs right here. You would be like, oh, we broke this high, we got a market structure shift. Well, no, we're just coming up into a premium to then continue down. So this is just grabbing liquidity to push further down. That's how you know if it's a liquidity grab to push further down or if it's a market structure shift. So the fact that we came up into a premium and we were tapping into these 1 minute inefficiencies. So when I say inefficiencies, I simply mean fair value gaps, but I don't like that term. That's a whole ICT nonsense. Inefficiencies are simply price, where areas where price is inefficient because there were a certain number of orders on one side but not the other. So there's no equilibrium at that price point. So that's why it is inefficient pricing. But, you know, what do I know? Anyways, so price comes into a premium and there's inefficiencies and we're pushing down. I'm not going to be thinking that's a market structure shift to take a buy. Even though we did move up here, where would we retrace down to take a buy? The fact that we pushed up like this, where's the retracement to 50% to then take the buys? There's no inefficiencies to buy from. Like this has already been tested. Look, I'll mark it out. This one's been tested right there. This one's been tested right there. It's like as we moved up to break these highs, we've already tested these inefficiencies. So if we're now rejecting an inefficiency from a premium and now we're coming down, where are you buying from? There's no untested inefficiencies for you to even buy from. So that's another confluence telling you probably not a good time to be buying right now. And another thing is, there's at this moment in time, it's 7:43 a.m. So London hasn't even opened. So the market hasn't even opened for GER40 because that, like, the volatility is crazy at 8 a.m. London time. So that hasn't even happened yet. So it's all of that kind of telling you, oh, we're probably going to sweep lower. And another thing is we have equal lows right here. Look at these two candles, equal lows, and both don't have bottom wicks. So again, there's more reason for price to come down to sweep this low anyways. There's no reason to buy at the moment. But as we move down right here, you can see London opens at 8 a.m. We start pushing down, down, down. And then finally, over here, do we see a big candle down to sweep the lows, grab liquidity, and then we see an impulsive move up, and then we see a market structure shift. So this tells me, we're probably shifting structure right here. Now, on just the 1 minute time frame, there's no clear area to buy from. Cool, no problem. That's not an issue, because look what happens afterwards. Let's get rid of this crap. Price moves up, we market structure shift, and then we retrace down, and then we start pushing up even higher. Now, I don't know what was here on what time frame. I'm just going to focus on the 1 minute time frame, just to show you that just by using that, you can also be taking good trades. So, and just understand how structure works and why it works the way that it does. So again, we've swept the Asian lows, we're coming down, this move up here, breaking these internal highs. Yeah, these are internal highs, right? Not external. Internal highs. And again, there was no reason to buy because there's no inefficiencies to buy from, and we're rejecting inefficiencies here, and we've just come up into an untested premium. So that's all telling you, and there's equal lows below right there. So again, that's not a good area to buy from. But afterwards, after London open, then we see a big candle down, and then an impulsive move up, breaking structure to the upside, creating a market structure shift. Cool. You missed that because there's no actual area to buy from just on the 1 minute time frame. Perhaps on another time frame, there could have been an inefficiency right here that you could have bought from, but just focus on the 1 minute time frame here. Once we then push up again, now we have a break of structure to the upside. So now that we have a break of structure to the upside, you can see that there is no inefficiencies here that price is rejecting from to come down. You see what I mean? Over here, when price started coming down, there were inefficiencies right there and right there. That's what we were testing and then coming down. But in this scenario here, we push up. There's no untested inefficiencies here or even any inefficiencies at all. So the fact that we're coming down and there's no inefficiencies here, it means it's not really rejecting anything. It's just coming down to grab liquidity to go up. And now again, this is very, very interesting right here. If you mark out your low and your high from this move, so we've already had this structural move, mark out your low and your high. Look what happens. We push up, we break structure to the upside, market structure shift, we come back down. Where do we come down to? 50%, which is now a discounted area. Market structure, if you're following it, price needs to retrace at least 50% to be in a discounted area. And if we're going down, it needs to retrace up at least 50% to be in a premium. That is how the market moves. Don't be stupid and get into buys up here or anything like that. Like, because look, even over here, when we pushed up, we had a 1 minute inefficiency here. People could have taken buys here. Guess what? Yeah, cool, we're moving up. And then boom, they get taken out because price needs to come into premium and discounted levels to move in a certain direction. Banks and institutions don't buy at premium pricing. They buy in discount. So please remember this whenever you're taking trades, that retracements are necessary of at least 50%. And if you miss the move and it continues up without you, oh well, it just wasn't a good setup, a good probability setup. But this will improve the probability of your setups. So over here you can see we push up, market structure shift, we come down 50%, and then we move up. Cool, this structure is efficient. There's no inefficiencies that are untapped. There's no discounted area untapped because we've come into a discount and then we moved up. Cool. Now we're looking at the next move, which is this break of structure right here. Okay. Now in this scenario, if you mark out your low and your high, right there, right, you can see it's very clear. Your low and your high, you've marked that out, and you mark out your 50%. You can see when we pushed up, we retraced and then we moved up even higher. But did we come into a discount? No, we didn't. So anyone that bought over here thinking that, oh, we have this 1 minute inefficiency here, let's buy and stop loss below, like let's say this candle low, and let's try and, like, you know, take buys up to, let's say, this high or some crap, I don't know, they get taken out. Why? Because they didn't wait for a discount. So in this scenario over here, again, you mark out your low and your high, you have your discounted area, price doesn't retrace and it continues up higher. These guys are happy, they get taken out. Idiots. Now, you, the smart one, is waiting for a discount. So within this structure, you are waiting for price to retrace at least 50%. And what sits in that discounted area? Oh, a 1 minute inefficiency. How flippin' magical. How perfect. You have a 1 minute inefficiency, very clear, untapped, in a discounted area. That's where your buy limit is sitting. Okay? That is exactly where your buy limit is sitting, at the discounted area, at the 1 minute inefficiency, and your stop loss is simply below this structural low. Why is it not below this low? You can, if you want, but I'll tell you why you don't probably want to. It's because we've retraced 50% in this internal structure right here. You remember this move from this low to this high. We retraced 50% and then moved up. So there's no discounted area down here that we didn't retrace into. So we won't expect price to come down any lower than this. This is a protected low. Now, once price pushes up, we push from this low to this high. We break structure. Then we have this discounted area that is untested, and we have a 1 minute inefficiency. That is exactly where your buy limit is set, and your stop loss is below the protected low because, again, this retrace 50%. So your stop loss is just below that low. And now that you're into the trade, what are you targeting? We spoke about the Asian range over here, right? Asian range was consolidating. If we sweep the low first, we're probably going to sweep the high eventually. If we were consolidating, in this scenario, we were. So we simply put our TP at the Asian highs. And what's that? A 1 to 8 risk to reward trade, just like that. Does that make sense? Do you see how I see the market? Do you see why trading works the way that it does? Why markets move the way that they do? It's premium and discount, it's market structure, it's liquidity, and inefficiencies. That's all you flippin' need, and that is exactly how markets move. So right here, in front of your eyes, just the 1 minute time frame, I prove to you this is not noise. This isn't random. This is structure. This is liquidity. This is how the market moves. The 1 minute time frame is not noise. I flip and hate that people think it's just random consolidation. It's noise. It doesn't make any sense. It makes a lot of sense when you use your flipping brain and you understand how the market moves. Hopefully, this trade breakdown makes sense, right? Just look at how inefficiencies work, right? Just look at this. We push up again. We have this 1 minute inefficiency here. We tap into that, we move up. Once we tap that, we move up, we break this internal high. We have this 1 minute inefficiency here. We tap that, we move up even higher. Then we have this big 1 minute inefficiency here. We tap that, we move up. We don't really leave anything much here. Then we push up again, and then we leave a 1 minute inefficiency here. We tap that, we move up, and then again, right here again, we have another 1 minute inefficiency here. We tap that, we move up, and then we finally, you know, just launch up. And again, even right here, this tiny flipping one, right there, even this tiny one, we came back down just for that, and then we moved up. Are you guys seeing this? This is how the market moves. Premium and discount, liquidity, market structure, inefficiencies. That's all you need. And people say, oh, you're trading ICT. He does not trade like this. I'll guarantee you that. He does not trade the way that I trade. This is something I've understood and developed over 8 years of trading, okay? This is what I've seen, and I understand, oh, this is how the market moves. It makes so much sense. This is what you need to wait for. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is my trade breakdown of German40 on the 1 minute time frame, catching a 1 to 8 risk to reward. I didn't take this trade, by the way. I just saw it happen. I was like, flip, I missed a good trade. But this is me going over a really, really, really good setup, and it's the most textbook setup ever. Anytime I see this trade, or if you see this, trust me, take the trade. I'm telling you, at least 90% of the time, it's gonna flip and work. Okay? When you see these types of confluences, and it all just flipping lines up. So what did we learn? Asian range liquidity. If it's consolidating and we sweep the lows first or the highs, whichever one, then we wait for market structure shift. Then we wait for premium and discount. Then we wait for an inefficiency, and then you take your trade, and then you target the opposing liquidity. That's all you need in trading, and you can make a bunch of money. Okay? There we go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Hopefully the markets make sense to you now. For more information, the V3 crash course is of course available. Link in my bio or link in my description, whatever it is. But yeah, point is, very simple. You don't need to be some hardcore trader to learn this stuff. I'm giving it to you for free. It's very simple. Just use your brain, look at what I said, understand it, digest it, and apply it. Okay? Forward test this. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you see. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Code Zamco for any Propfirm. Trust me.